Hi, my name is Sue, and this is going to be a flip through of my junk journal that I used during the months of July through November of 2022. Usually, I only work through a junk journal for 2 or 3 months, which is why I had summer here. But then instead of working every day, I kind of just worked in the journal whenever I had something to say, so it took a little longer to complete. So I added this fall dangle here as well. So just excuse my canary who's nearby. Anyway, this is in July. I was talking about my daughter's birthday, so I wrote a little bit about that. And I won't explain too much. I'll just kind of go through. Here's just so you get an idea of my style. I decorate as I go. So I put in some pages to begin with. And then as I come to each one, I decorate depending on what was going on that day. Here I went out to lunch with some old friends. Here we were celebrating my niece's 50th birthday. And so I just use things that I have in my stash to decorate. And again, my sister who lives in Florida came into town, so we got together with our other siblings, my grandkids. I was doing some jelly printing, so I just kind of stuck one of those sheets in there. We went to an antique museum, so I put a little bit of something that I got there. I like things from old children's books, so sometimes I tear things out. This was Father's Day, so the grandkids came over. Here I got a little photograph from my great niece who apparently loves this blanket that I knit for her and gave to her mother for her baby shower, and she just goes everywhere with it, so it just tickled me to see that. My husband and I celebrated our 50th anniversary, and someone from church wrote us a letter about that. And so just some of the things we did around that time. We went to Door County. We live in Illinois, in the Chicago area, and we go up to Door County a lot. In fact, we took our daughter and our son and their children, their families, up to Door County for our 50th. And that was in June, but then we went up again a little bit later on our own in August. Our actual anniversary is in August, so we went up around that time. And I did a little weaving here with some little scraps, those little scraps that you get at the top of scrapbook paper. I tore those out and did a little weaving. Again, another luncheon with some friends I used to work with. I was making these little, I don't know what you call them, but I did a little of that, so I stuck one in. Here we had a festival at our church, and so I won a few things there. Our young priest got in the dunk tank, so wrote a little bit about that. found one of these old, be proud of your salads. So we go up to this antique place a lot, so just took one of those little flyers and was able to journal in there. Made an envelope out of some piano paper. Went back to Weight Watchers. Okay, and then we're up to October. Sometimes I put a little calendar in and keep track of things we do. Sometimes it gets by me and I don't keep up to date with it. Played bunco for the first time with some friends, so I put our score sheet in there. This is just a little envelope. I was playing with some Citrusolve and National Geographic to make some interesting background paper. Getting into fall. This was another thing that I picked up at that antique mall. We went out to visit our daughter who lives in Colorado. I do keep a separate travel journal, so when we went there, I just kind of put the highlights of our trip in this one and went into more detail in the other. Here we are on Halloween, and then into November. I tried to keep a little kind of gratitude of things in my life. Peppermint mochas. Got to be grateful for those. And I went to the dentist that day. Voted. Yeah, the binding, I've been using this type of binding for a while now. I like being able to take things out, especially as the journal gets chunky, and to move things around if need be. So I've been using that type of binding in my recent journals, and I really like it a lot, rather than the sewn in. It's more flexible, I think. Was just something that came in the mail, I think. And this was just a paper I wiped off my paint on. And another dangle. And this I just put in because I love the look of it, and it wasn't really fall related, but just made me happy to look at it. And so that was that. So yeah, as you can see, I think I had eight strings here. I'm probably put 3 or 4 sheets of paper in each one, so it got a little chunky, but not overly so. All right, thanks for looking.